This podcast is certified fresh. Freshmediaworks.com.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Marketing Drive. I'm Chris Doelle, and this is the show where I use my commute time to talk about one actionable marketing idea, one tip, one trick, one tidbit that can help you make more money, do more business, earn more profits, and reach more people. Today I want to talk about the MVP. That's right. Today we're going to talk about MVP, the minimum viable product. And again, I'm not talking about you're a shoe designer and this is the basic shoe that you can design or the vehicle. I'm talking about your marketing. Get your minimum viable product out there in terms of marketing. I wouldn't spend a whole lot of money on a simple flyer with 2 words that says, call me with your phone number. Because that doesn't, one, you will get some calls just because it's so intriguing. People don't know what the heck it's about. But, think it through and then get out there. You could do the same thing, that same lame example I gave you. You could do it as a billboard. You could do it as, skywriting. You can do it as a Super Bowl ad. So there's plenty of ways to spend a ton of money making a simple ad, but the minimum viable product for that is printed out on a piece of paper, right? And maybe put it on under windshield wipers at the parking lot. Again, I'm not saying that's a good example or a good idea. I'm just giving you an example of what is a small version of something. What am I doing here right now? I'm talking to you in a podcast. I do podcasts and have for 20 years plus now. And yes, I have a full studio. I have sound deadening area studio. I have lighting for if I'm doing video. I have it all. I have high quality, expensive microphones. I have mixing boards. I have all the stuff that can produce top of the line audio. Or video. But what is this right now? This is me driving down the road with my iPhone in my hand with the voice recorder recording my thoughts. That is the minimum viable product when it comes to podcasting. You don't need all that fancy equipment. Yes, there are instances where it makes sense. It does not make sense here because, one, if I had the whole studio and I'm telling you I'm dreaming of this stuff while I'm driving, it doesn't make sense. So apply that to your marketing. Whatever you're doing when it comes to marketing. Think of ways that you can get started. That's really what MVP is about. It's about getting started. It's not about being perfect. But remember, track. Find out if you're reaching your audience. With this podcast, I can see how many times it's getting downloaded. So I see for the effort I put in, for the expenses I put in, this is probably my highest return on investment when it comes to what I spent to put this out there. Now, no, I don't sit on here and try to sell you a bunch of stuff. That's not the goal of this show. The goal of this show is to educate and to entertain, to give you information. And then sure, I hope when you do have a marketing issue, when you do have a need for marketing or just a question about marketing, I'm hoping I'll be the one you call because what have I done for years? I've given just free information. But as this is an MVP podcast, it doesn't cost me anything. I'm already driving to where I'm driving. I'm already paying for my cell phone. What else would I do? Yeah, I could pay a little more attention to the road, but this doesn't distract me. It's hands-free. I just hit record and I talk while I'm driving. Very simple. And then I do some simple, I output it to a folder, and I input it into my editing software. Again, I don't edit. I just put the intro and outro. That's it. That's it. Very simple. So keep that in mind when you're talking about marketing, when you're talking about anything related to your business, actually. Yeah. And I know it's difficult when you go into stuff like advertising on billboards. Yeah. They've got their way of doing things. And, good for them. If they can get that kind of money for that low of ROAS or return on ad spend, more power to them. But, there's people like me out here letting people know that is not a good investment for most companies. Yeah, it's a decent investment for perhaps like an amusement park that you've got a billboard a mile away or so, and it tells you what exit to take. Yeah, that makes sense. That's a good investment for them because people are looking for the exit. But if you're selling HVAC services or you're selling most services, billboards are not very good. Because one, I'm driving down the road and I see a plumber. I'm not writing it down. Unless it's very simple to remember, I'm not writing it down. And most of the time, I don't see them anyway. I tune out billboards, and I know you do too. So anyway, I don't mean this to become a bash on billboards broadcast. I had to add another B there. But, I'm just saying some marketing channels will not give you the option for an MVP. They have a cheaper version than the longer, more expensive version, but there's not a whole lot else you can do. That's the beauty of independent media, social media, and shows like podcasts and videocasts. You can go with an MVP version, and you can get great results. All right, well, I'm going to let you go, and hit me up if you have any questions. All right? And keep it real.
You've been listening to The Marketing Drive with Chris Doelle. To learn more about how Chris can help your company get more customers, call 713-269-4620 or visit us on the web at freshmediaworks.com.